Recently, Doubling Down with the Derricos star, Deon Derrico, is under fire for ripping off his estranged son. Although the family is transitioning through a major life change with Karen and Deon divorcing, the family is suspected of a scandal. Undoubtedly, some people believe Deon's scamming is catching up with him, which is what led Karen to leave. The Derricos are adjusting. Although the Doubling Down with the Derricos family is undergoing huge adjustments, they are sticking together amid the divorce. However, they recently showed the family home was sold before the divorce, making it even tougher for the family to regulate all the changes. But fans are getting suspicious about Deon Derrico's motives as more and more information comes to light. Many believe he is a tried and true scammer. However, some think that his luck is running out, leading Karen to end the marriage. Additionally, Deon confirms a new season, but many think it is a trick to keep fans tuning in to gather ratings. One subject that has arisen is Deon allegedly ripped off his son. Who is Deon Derrico? During the show, fans see Karen and Deon Derrico on their journey of raising their 14 children. While Doubling Down with the Derricos doesn't feature Deon Derrico's oldest son, some fans remember he is part of the story. On Reddit, one user brings up the topic by titling it, Darren. Then, they try to piece together who Deon Derrico is to the family. They say, "So sorry in advance, but why doesn't Deon ever talk about Darren, and did he adopt Darren on his own before meeting Karen? Like, how did all this play out? I'm just now hearing about Darren." On IMDb, a mini bio shows that Darren was their adopted son as it talks about the family. It says, Karen and Deon also have a 17-year-old adopted son, Deon Derrico. Deon Derrico suspected of ripping off estranged son. After the conversation starts on Reddit, fans begin to shed light on Deon Derrico's oldest son, Darren, while also clarifying the oldest daughter, Deon Derrico. Darian is their oldest daughter. The one that was rejected by NYU. Darren is Deon's adopted son, who he adopted before he met Karen. They are estranged because Deon fraudulently took out loans and credit cards in Darren's name that were never paid back. I am beginning to wonder if it was another Eric-type situation. Meaning Deon met this somewhat vulnerable young man who had no family and took him in like he did Eric, and did that pseudo-adoption thing and then stole his identity. That's pretty much what happened. His name was Jasper. They met while Deon was a bus driver and became close. Deon adopted him, and Jasper changed his name to a D name, Darren. It's very weird. Not sure what his obsession is with having kids and adopting adults, but he creeps me out. Deon Derrico still holds a grudge with Deon Derrico. Someone else references that Deon Derrico adopted Jasper aka Darren before meeting Karen. However, recently circuits brought up another son, Juan, that no one knows about. In 2014, Deon was charged with fraud relating to real estate but was cleared. But during the investigation, Darren, 22, at the time, was included in the review and certainly held a grudge that his adoptive father had taken out student loans he didn't need. Furthermore, Darren alleges fraud was at play. Another person gives Doubling Down with the Derricos fans an idea of Darren's suspected age. The eldest kid is like 32 going on 33, so highly unlike that is Karen's child. She would have been 11 when he was born. Another person agrees, "That's what I thought too. But, it's not my mess of a family, so I am not positive. I sat 14 to 17 kids." What do you think about Deon Derrico's estranged son? Do you think he defrauded him, leading to the estrangement? Are you ready to see more episodes of Doubling Down with the Derricos? Drop your comments below. Deon Derrico, the charismatic star of TLC's popular show Doubling Down with the Derricos, has always presented himself as a devoted family man. The show, which highlights the daily lives of Deon, his wife Karen, and their 14 children, has garnered a dedicated fanbase due to the couple's unwavering commitment to their large family. However, recent allegations from Deon's estranged son, Eric, have cast a shadow over the family's wholesome image. The allegations. The news broke when Eric Derrico, Deon's eldest son from a previous relationship, took to social media with a series of explosive posts. In these posts, Eric accused his father of financially exploiting him. The posts were laced with raw emotion, revealing a strained relationship that had long been hidden from the public eye. "My father has always been about the spotlight," Eric wrote in one post. "But behind the cameras, there's a side of him that the world doesn't see. For years, I've tried to maintain a relationship with him, but it's always been on his terms. Now, he's taken things too far. He's been using my name and likeness to further his own agenda, and I'm done staying silent." Eric's claims were backed by what he described as irrefutable evidence, including screenshots of text messages and financial documents that allegedly show Deon using Eric's identity in business deals without his knowledge or consent. A history of tension. For those who have followed the Derricos' journey on television, Eric's allegations might come as a shock. However, those close to the family suggest that tensions between Deon and Eric have been simmering for years. Unlike Deon's other children, who live under one roof, Eric has always been somewhat of an outsider. Eric was born when Deon was still in his early 20s, long before he met Karen and started the large family they now showcase on TV. Deon was involved in Eric's life during his early years, but as Deon's career took off, first in real estate and later in television, their relationship grew distant. Eric has often spoken about feeling like the forgotten Derrico. While Deon was busy building a life with Karen and their children, Eric struggled to find his place. "It was like I was always on the outside looking in," he said in a recent interview. "I wanted to be a part of their world, but there was never any room for me." The evidence. In his posts, Eric shared what he claims is proof of Deon's betrayal. One document, allegedly a contract for a business venture, shows Deon using Eric's name as a co-signer without his knowledge. Eric claims that this is just one example of many instances where Deon has used his identity for financial gain. The most damning piece of evidence, however, is a series of text messages allegedly sent by Deon to a business partner. In the messages, Deon appears to discuss how he could use Eric's name to secure a loan. "Eric doesn't need to know," one message reads. "He'll never find out." The messages also suggest that Deon was aware of the legal risks of his actions but was willing to take the gamble. "It's a small risk for a big reward," he wrote in another text. "Eric's not involved in my life enough to catch on." Deon's response. As the allegations gained traction online, Deon was quick to respond. He took to Instagram Live to address the situation, appearing calm but visibly frustrated. "I'm hurt by these accusations," Deon said, speaking directly to the camera. "Eric is my son, and I love him.